And you took them. Are you bleeding anywhere? Wow, good job. Thank you. You took the protective wrap off these. Now, let me see what we're doing with this one. Who's got the habanero? Right here. 3.5 quarts of ice cream blend, 30 ounces of raspberry, and that's it. Another one of those simple flavors. This came about because of one of my customers in Enid, Oklahoma, E-N-I-D. He's Dandy Don's Donuts and Deli Delights, or as I call them, the 4 Ds. Bob Kaiser and his wife. He says, Steve, this shipment is by way of thanks for giving for your class provided to my wife Kathy and her recent visit to your factory. Our friends over at the Over the Fence Farms have developed a product that turned into one of our favorite flavors of gelato. I'm sure it'll work well into the ice cream and hope you try it in your next class. So that's what we're going to try. And this is a sauce that they said normally you would put on a cracker and serve as an appetizer. And this comes from Over the Fence Farms. Ken, will you take the information from me later and put it up on the screen or add it to the credits? Okay. So we'll check this closed. Now, when you weren't looking, we put a longer spout on the machine so that it wouldn't drip on the machine. Here's my mix. Now, I want to get a high yield on this, so I'm going to do homemade. Start that going, turn that on. And I will do a top. Now that I look at it, let's get it out. Boy, this goes back to this little statement. Back to me making ice cream 30 years ago. Everything in this room should be plastic. If you've ever dropped it, it's a little bit of a crazy analogy, but if you've ever broken a wine glass at your dining room table, you know how you find shards of glass in the living room and the kitchen. It just explodes. I'm taking it out. That's 36. This is plastic. If I drop it, it remains plastic. If this was Pyrex, and I drop it on the ground like we use at home, I know it'll break into 2 pieces. I can put the 2 pieces back together. And I know I have the dust cover on the machine. But you're in the food business now. You never want to take a risk. You never want any liability at all. Even if I was standing in the back of the room and this is Pyrex and it's broken into 2 pieces, I would dump that product and start over, rinse it out, disassemble the machine, put it back together again. Because I never want to take any risk. So the simplest way never to have to go through all that pain in the neck is nothing glass like that in the room. That should be here, it should just take it out right away. Same thing with chemicals. I said this morning that you could use Clorox bleach to sanitize your machine instead of Sterashine. Another good reason to do it is because it's Clorox bleach or chlorine bleach. And it comes in a gallon jug. So does a product, and I don't have it here, called citric acid. The citric acid comes in a gallon jug. It might look like something like this. Citric acid is used to make, is a cheap way of making lemon ice more tart. I don't use it because it makes your throat close up. It's just a chemical. So, in my ice cream room, and it's 11 o'clock at night, I have citric acid, I have Clorox bleach, and I make my lemon ice, and then I go home, and at 4 in the morning I wake up wide awake wondering, did I put the citric acid in the 400 gallons of lemon ice that I made, or did I put in the Clorox bleach? So the point is, if you're using any cleaning agents in this room, have a locked cabinet or take the chemical, whatever it is, and put it out of the room. After you sanitize the machine, put it out of the room, lock it up, then you never have to worry about, did you put Clorox bleach into your product? And don't think it doesn't happen. See, these recalls that you see about food, they're not just because they feel like recalling it. They have made some horrible mistake, and some executive woke up at 4 in the morning, or actually some line man, and production line, and couldn't answer that question. Did he put Clorox in, or did he put citric acid in? And they had to recall the product from 50 states. You don't want to have that problem in business. I know you've never had that problem. But you never had it because when you first, where did you learn how to make ice cream? In the back of the room there?
If I made Clorox ice cream by mistake, just throw some chocolate chips in.
Yes. Where's the drum?
I don't know if anybody can make Clorox ice cream and not know it.
Well,
The smell of them.
stranger things about it.
Now that's good.
Yes.
So are there any ice cream conventions or trade shows or anything like that that usually go on, any associations?
Okay, the questions are there any conventions or ice cream trade shows you go to? There's a very good organization called NICRA, which stands for National Ice Cream Retailers Association. National Ice Cream Retailers Association, NICRA. And they have a magazine that they put out. I think it's every other month or every month with a lot of good information. We have a convention once a year somewhere in the country. This year in November, it's always in November, first week of November, and it'll be in Reno, Nevada. Usually it's on the East Coast, but this year it'll be in Reno. And it's a great convention because people call up. I had a gentleman call from Canada yesterday, and he got quite angry at me because he wanted about 10 names of people he would go visit to find out if my machines were any good. And I said, I don't give out names. You would really not like it if I gave out your name and 30 people a year were coming in this room saying, tell me about your business. How do you make it? What do you use? I want to copy you. You know, you throw them out and then you call me and be angry. So I don't give out your names to customers. Unless you become Haagen-Dazs or Ben & Jerry, and then I get out. But at this convention, these people who everything is so secret, they would never do what Jeff does. They would never tell you their ideas. They will spill their guts to tell you about how they make their ice cream at a convention. And I don't know if it's, you know, the little drinks with, you know, the umbrella in it. I think it's mainly because they're so proud of what they do. And so, although there's booths there and there's meetings like an ice cream cone costs $3, how much should a banana split cost? You know, pricing. Here we go. There's all that available, but the best stuff is during the coffee breaks and walking up to just any stranger and saying, you know, whose vanilla do you use, or how do you make this? And that is the value of that convention.
You could decorate this with some crushed hot pepper.
Yes. Okay. Here we go. I dare you. Come on up.
Wait, I'll let you
Yeah? Yes, Jeff?
Yeah, just a small.
I think we solved the drip problem. It is better.
Thanks, guys.
Sometimes you don't see a nice girl.
Raspberry, it tastes like raspberry approach deodorant.
Is that the
It's like red pepper jelly. Never had that?
Yeah.
He's like, I love red pepper.
An ice cream cup. That's not bad.
Yeah. It's got a kid.
You can taste for it.
girl.